Welcome to the Creative Plan Podcast Network. Join us as we share our favorite RPGs, one-shot games, tabletop games, reviews of items, and convention panels, and other exciting things that we run into from time to time. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion to Ragnarok story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and RPGpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Hi guys, Jim here from Creative Plan Podcast Network. Jim
And
here.
Kelly.
And Kelly. Hey, it is August the 18th. The word for the day is meat.
M-E-E-T, not M-E-A-T.
The one you go to with your friends, not the one that you eat. Unless
True.
you're into that.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Well, the first thing that I would say is, meeting new players, I always found it very difficult when I was, younger, I never wanted to play in public because, I was always afraid of meeting new, gamers and stuff. But, then I would go to places like RingCon and where you sign up for RPGs on a sheet and then you go to the table and you meet these new players and everyone, most everybody has never met before, and you have this fantastic time, getting to know a game system, getting to know new people. It's actually a lot of fun to meet new gamers, especially like in that type of environment. And you can meet a new game and a new person. But before, when I was younger, I would always be really nervous about it. So like my first time public gaming was Nauticon. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Nauticon. Because it was Nauticon, but it was kind of like a mini con.
The year that RingCon didn't happen, they had that Nauticon as a fundraiser / game day, at the community center. That was a super fun day.
Yeah, it was. I was really nervous about going, but then when I got there, and then I met a friend that I hadn't seen in a while. I'm like, oh my God, you game! And she's like, yeah.
Then we found out the gaming world is not as big and ominous as we think. So many of our friends were actually local gamers too.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I think of when I think of meat.
I see. I was thinking something kind of the same line of like meat is, because a meat, the classic origin of the word. So many times we get together, weekly and we meet with our fellow gamers in the pre-COVID-19 world. But now there's the virtual meet, all the different meetup sites that there are now that you can get online and meet your friends so you can actually still get your gaming in a pseudo-safe, virtual environment. I'll go ahead and shamelessly plug, by the way, this upcoming weekend is the UK Games Expo. It's a virtual game con.
Really?
That pretty much it's fully online, the August the 21st through the 23rd. And you can basically play on, I believe Discord is the game site of choice for their gaming. But it's a free virtual game con, which is kind of like Gen Con did that this year. They made it a free online con. So that's kind of for me, I'm shamelessly plugging the virtual meets, so that way you can still get your gaming on during the coronavirus pandemic.
Yeah, no, actually, I'm new to Roll20 and I'm loving it. Mm-hmm.
So for mine, I'm gonna do with the virtual meets, and if you're a gamer, which if you're listening to this, you're probably a gamer. I will shamelessly plug the UK Game Expos, which is at ukgamesexpo.co.uk because it's UK. And most of their time zones are set up for East Coast US, so that way folks could actually get on in game and not be across the pond in time zones. Because, we all know that can be really early in the morning.
Well, yeah, 'cause I think they're like, what, 6, 7 hours different from us?
Mm-hmm. So make sure you're getting your virtual meet on, so that way you can still play your games. Because, like you said, Roll20 is super popular, and you can at least get your gaming, fix. And hey, it is good to check in on your friends, and you get to still game and chit chat in person, virtually. So meet. I think we met the requirements.
I think you're right.
Alrighty, guys. Catch you on the next hashtag RPGaDAY2020, which will be a huge subject to discuss. We will babble on and on about the topic of tomorrow. You like that?
You're funny, yeah.
As we bring up Tower. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And feel free to enjoy our other shows, such as D&D Journey of the 5th Edition and Scion Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion hero to Ragnarok story. Thank you for listening.